Welcome back to Kendra's Closing Table. This is where I pull up a chair, share the stories, the lessons, and the conversations that every buyer and seller should hear before making one of the biggest financial decisions of their lives. Today, I want to tell you about the closing that almost fell apart, where a seller checked a box on a form that they thought they were protected from, and it ended up being the exact thing that cost them in the end. And my buyer was ready to walk away from $5,000. But here's how we turned it completely around. So my buyer was purchasing a resale home, only a few years old, and we were comfortable with that list price. Before you go under contract, you get your mineral oil and gas rights, and you get a residential property disclosure. Now, in our state, which is the state of North Carolina, sellers actually don't have to tell you much of anything, right? This is a caveat emptor state, which means let the buyer beware, which means for the most part, sellers can check yes, no, or no representation on a seller or residential property disclosure, which no representation basically means I'm not telling you, go figure it out, or I just don't know. So on the section of is there malfunctioning on the following items, one of them was gas. The seller checked no. No malfunction, nothing wrong. So we move forward. We get our home inspection back, and the inspector flags a problem with the gas. And this is a thousands of dollars worth of problem. And the listing agent argues with me back and forth, insisting that it was already handled, there was nothing wrong. Because our state allows homes to be sold as is, the seller refuses to fix it. So the repair quote comes in, and it comes back somewhere between $5,000 to $7,000. And my buyer was ready to walk away, because who wants to buy a house with a $7,000 repair ticket? Here's the part that made this personal, because my buyer had already put $5,000 into due diligence. And in our state, that money is absolutely non-refundable. So if she walks, she loses that money. If I can't fix this, she's out of $5,000. And although she was okay with it, she was an attorney, she made good money, she was fine with that, I took it personally. I did not want my client out of that money. And that's the moment I decided to go digging. And what I found changed everything, because it came down to a few things most buyers never think to check. The first thing you have to understand is the difference between not disclosing and flat out lying, because they are not the same thing. In the state of North Carolina, a seller genuinely does not have to disclose. They have that right. They're allowed to check no representation and legally keep their mouth shut. Now, a real estate agent with a license is under the obligation to disclose any material fact, but the seller does not. What they cannot do, though, is tell you something false. So checking no on the gas line wasn't staying quiet. It was a statement, and it said that basically this thing works. What they should have checked was no representation, but they checked no. So if it turned out that they knew otherwise, that's not caveat emptor protecting them anymore. That is now misrepresentation. And it is a completely different conversation at that point. So I went looking for proof, because now it's personal to me that my client is going to be out of $5,000. And I found it in the last place most people would think to check. The seller's own paperwork from the inspection they had when they first bought the house. I pulled the previous home inspection. Don't ask me how I found it. I pulled the previous home inspection, the one from when the sellers purchased the property themselves, and there it was. Black and white, clear as day, the exact same gas issue flagged by that inspector on their report. So they didn't just fail to mention it, they knew about it because it had been documented for them years earlier. And they still checked no on that residential property disclosure. That single piece of paper turned my buyer's problem now into the seller's problem. With that in hand, I sent it to the listing agent, and I laid out exactly where things stood. Because they withheld a material fact, this was no longer a negotiation about whether they felt like being nice or not. They had 3 options. They can be sued, we can take this to the real estate commission, or they can simply fix the issue. Because either way, if you try to relist this house, if we walk away, now you as a licensed real estate agent, you're going to have to disclose this underneath your license, because now it's going to be a material fact. So both brokers in charge got involved, the commission weighed in, and the answer was clear. If the seller had checked no representation or left it blank, they would have been fine. checking no when they knew better, that was the mistake. That's the whole ball game. Then the listing agent tried one last move, and this is where you have to know your leverage, right? She came back and said, fine, we'll fix the gas line, we'll do the repair, but now that we have to do this $5,000 to $7,000 repair, we don't want to give you the $8,000 in closing costs that we originally agreed to when you first submitted your offer. So I laid out the math for her. If you pull the closing costs, my buyer is still going to walk away, because our numbers were built around that $8,000. And now you're back on the market carrying a defect you are legally required to disclose to the next buyer. You have to amend that form. You have to upload that inspection. So the next person who sees it too, and who knows what they'll ask for as far as closing costs, who even knows what they'll be willing to pay for, because we offer full asking price. So you're not protecting your money. You're literally gambling it. And that's a big gamble if you ask me. So after 3 days of silence, at 47 days into this deal, she sent me one email that was just the loveliest email that I could have ever received. Please see attached. The repair is scheduled. They're going to fix the gas. They're going to honor the $8,000 in closing costs. And eventually we close that deal. Now, the listing agent never spoke to me again. She probably blocked me, which is fine. That's fine. It's fine. It's fine. My buyer got her home and she got it right. And she got it under the terms that made me sleep good at night. So here's what I want you to take from this. A seller doesn't have to tell you everything in the state of North Carolina, but they are not allowed to lie to you. And knowing the difference is worth thousands of dollars. And please, even on a home that looks brand new, get the home inspection. Most people skip it on newer houses because they assume, well, there's nothing to find. This is a brand new home. But yes, it's man-made and humans still make mistakes. That assumption is exactly where the trouble lies. If you're buying or you want someone in your corner who reads every form, chases down every report, pull up a chair, give me a call, 910-578-3306, or email me, Kendra@KendraConyers.com. I'll make sure nobody checks a box that costs you. I'll see you next time at the closing table.